afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Saturday, September 21st, 2019. What do we see as reaching ultimate freedom? If we understand that we all are the all-pervading, all-transcending reality, then we should behave accordingly, Nisargadatta Maharaj. If you look at history, all the wars and religions that were formed throughout time were all based on one thing. People did not feel intimately connected with their divine spiritual nature. If they did feel this real connection inside themselves, there would be no reason to fight for anything or search for God. When you know deep down in your heart that you are one with God, all is well. You feel perfectly at peace inside. And all your complaints and problems will fade into the light. Like how a candle flame disappears when held up to the blazing of the sun. All suffering on this planet boils down to this one simple thing: the illusion of separation from our spiritual source. And this stems from the ignorance of our inherent spiritual nature. Now, of course, there are those of us who know this intellectually, yet to be living it is an entirely new experience. You know, there's people that, intellectually know this, but quite frankly, that really doesn't help much. You must live it. And this is about bringing everyone back home. How to rediscover and experience your divine spiritual nature. And how being open to a brand new door in your heart. If you're going to find a whole new universe, the real gateway to total freedom. Now, the enlightened state, and we talk about this a lot, enlightened, okay, is a way of being. You don't walk around saying, I'm enlightened. It's just the way you are. It's a being. It's where the mind is at peace with itself. We talk about this stillness of the mind. You know, the various demands and issues of the world they no longer have the push and the pull on us. They don't. The Westerners are no longer forcing themselves to be on time, busy, and constantly productive. There is more an exploration of the heart in leisurely time, sitting around deeply relaxed and doing absolutely nothing. This is what it takes to open up the enlightened state. See how you've been trained? See, we've all been trained to got to be busy. Got to be doing this. Always stretching here, stretching there, stretching here, stretching. There's always something that the mind instigates with those thoughts, which are not real. They're just thoughts. We embrace them, and they become reality. This is how it works. oh, you're lazy. What are you doing? Why don't you do something? And if you look at Siddhartha, and what he did, he sat in meditation and he did nothing. You have to go within, deep within, in order to discover the enlightenment that you are. If you constantly are working from an exterior motivation, you're never going to find your enlightenment. You're never going to be there. Now, what is interesting is that even when we do take time to relax and do nothing, the mind continuously goes on searching, scheming, planning, avoiding, pretending, and pondering. It's completely wrapped up in itself. And it's caught in its own spider's web that it's weaving. And thinking over 60,000 thoughts, 60,000, I've said this so many times, thoughts a day, it can seem like a monumental task to deal with them all. How to manage them, manipulate them, be more creative with them, stick to the good thoughts and transcend the bad ones. Now, whatever all these thoughts are about, it really doesn't matter. Our true enslavement is created from being unaware that you are continuously following these thoughts, one after the other, like soft, innocent little sheep. Now, most people are addicted to following the white sheep, good thoughts, and avoid the black sheep, bad thoughts. They were taught through social behavior that this is what you do to reach happiness and survive. And there is much truth to this, yet that the mind game is never going to lead you to the ultimate freedom. As a suggestion is that you try to do something radically new. Stop following any of these sheep, no matter what size, shape, or color they are. We have all been following an inner flock of sheep for a very long time. And whenever they seem to wander, we just tag along. These sheep have you in a very deep trance, believing your thoughts are reality. Your thoughts are not reality. They are not reality. You may think that you don't have the option to step back from your thoughts at all. You followed the same exact routes the sheep walked yesterday and perhaps the day before that. So what else could there be? Be careful. These are lions in sheep's clothing. If you aren't aware that you're always following sheep, you may do this your whole life. And then one day, you'll look at yourself and realize you've become one of them. The very instant you stop following your flock of sheep, you will start to experience something very, very, very powerful. And new. Don't take my word for it. Check it out for yourself. Practice stepping back from your sheep just for one day. See what happens. Get a bird's eye view on the entire pasture, and then step back from that thought inside your mind. Explore the experience of watching your flock of sheep with detachment. It all starts with being present to your own soft, sweet presence. Instead of the thoughts, feel what is inside inside your heart instead of what's up in your head. A soft, simple, pure awareness is always there, resting as the core of you. You know, we talk about the heart-mind. Now, to say the level of intense desire that a drowning man has to inhale just one more breath of air is the same level of insanity you will need to find freedom from your mind. Freedom happens to those who do whatever it takes to wake up from the perpetually dreaming mind. By constantly following your thoughts, you become imprisoned in an addiction to serving them. Every thought you believe is true causes you to maintain the walls inside this prison, this thought prison. And wherever the sheep wander, you must follow them. How free is that? Think about that for a minute. That you become a prisoner of your own thoughts because you follow them blindly. Now, if you were truly a free being, you would have the option to follow the flock or leave the pasture at any moment. And what I'm asking all of you to do is explore it. Now, your soul, your God, your spirit, really wants to experience being free from the mind. Otherwise, you wouldn't be reading any of the information that you do read. You're searching for a way to escape. This is not about improving, changing, or fixing yourself. Understand that. It's much easier than that. This is simply seeing who and what is already free from these thoughts. This one little inquiry can take you beyond the stars. This is simply seeing who, what is already free from these thoughts. Before you eagerly pounce on this quest, I will warn you, the addiction to follow these sheep is very, very, very deeply ingrained. You may think that you are wiser, stronger, or smarter because you are following these sheep. You might receive loads of positive feedback for the wonderful sheep you've accumulated in your pasture. It may be very, very, very challenging to ignore your flock. Your flock is so soft and sweet, naturally innocent. The addiction to following sheep is very ancient. It's what you've done your entire existence. So, as I warn you, it is not going to be easy. The mind is what enslaves us and eventually liberates us. We are constantly hypnotized by its power, caught in the matrix of ideas it has formed around us. Our whole lives, we were taught that we must do something, become someone, earn something, and make some success of ourselves if we wanted to be free. We believe we must follow these thoughts because they will give us those things we are searching for in life. It's only when you go beyond the mind into pure consciousness, awakeness itself, that you'll know you are free. Your true nature is what will unblock you from manifesting what you really want in life. You understand that? Unblock you. Discovering your true nature is what will unblock you from manifesting what you really want in life. Imagine that. All of humanity coming to the understanding of what their true nature is and how it will unlock you from manifesting what you truly want in this life. This is a crystal clear message. I'm not saying that the sheep are the problem here. They are just the sheep. The problem lies in the addiction to following them. It's a survival instinct to follow them, and the habit is deep in your psyche to remain fixated burning for will pull you back into the pasture every single time. It's not wrong to live your life in the pasture. Just realize how to step out of it. Know yourself so intimately that you can choose not to follow the same sheepish beliefs you had growing up. Perhaps you feel you're somebody who is deeply content following sheep. You know your flock intimately. They are predictable, and you enjoy eating the soft green grass all day long, always fulfilling the ego's desires. Remember, the ego, it is not satisfied ever. Never. The spiritual path is not for those who are addicted to their comforts. Remember this. The spiritual path is not for those who are addicted to their comforts. You might be so content that there is no desire to explore this level of freedom at all. This is okay. Your time will come when you realize the ego is never, ever satisfied with anything. It's definitely not satisfying for the ego to stop following the sheep. This is because the ego is the entire black and white flock. It's also the tight, controlling electric fence surrounding them. There is no way to get out of the flock until you find the sheep herder and start ignoring the sheep. You must use every power and resource inside you to do this. Do whatever it takes to be silent, still, focused, centered, clear. Imagine what it's like to be free from all thoughts and just feel the soft stillness inside you. Don't rely on the mind for liberation. Just have faith and act on it. You are the sum cause of the entire universe. We've talked about this, Nesrigadat. I hope that we all realize by now that the purpose of sharing all this is to shake you, wake you, and stir up more awareness inside of you so that perhaps one lazy weekend, such as this one, when you're checking your mail or you have the insatiable burning desire to be free, if you truly want to be free in this lifetime, it takes courage, curiosity, vigilance, stick-to-itiveness, and the courage to be real, the curiosity to keep you innocent, and the vigilance for stepping back from this habit of following sheep. If no new radical, new thinking is introduced, your mind will continuously follow the wandering, lost, hungry flock of sheep lifetime after lifetime. We must begin freeing our minds from their long history of enslavement. Turn up the volume on your longing desire to explore the spiritual mystery of who, what you really are. What this means is that every single chance that you get, take the time to dive into this question. Who am I? That is this meditation. Who am I? You are not these thoughts, so who are you? Freedom will come more quickly and more often. You inquire into this. Use all the free time you have to sincerely ask yourself this question. Who am I? Every time you're waiting in line at the store, in traffic, or anywhere for that matter, take time to relax, breathe deeply, slowly, and feel into the space which separates you from the next imposing thought coming in. Practice, practice, practice. Letting the space between your thoughts get wider, wider, and wider. You can let go of the thinking machine and become that which is aware of it, existing beyond it, gently observing, being the non-attached observer who is allowing all thoughts to pass on by. This is the first step to total freedom, complete freedom. Second step is being eternally patient with yourself. Eternally patient with yourself. And the good news is that you have an infinite amount of time to get it right. Your soul has been trying to reach the ultimate state of freedom for lifetimes, and it is going to keep getting lost and unaware that you're lost again in the pasture, following the butt of yet another sheep, until you are fully integrated in this new perception. The black and white wandering sheep are always going to be surrounding you, for they are actually what is assisting you in your awakening process. And it is absolutely paramount to remember that when anybody has a truly revolutionary spiritual realization, it does make the front page of the papers. It usually goes by unnoticed. It doesn't make the front page. The collective consciousness of society cannot utilize it, so it remains hidden in the dark basement and safe storage. The secrets that will liberate people from all their suffering is inside the basement of the subconscious mind. The only way to access it is through quieting your mind, which comes through practice, patience, and consistent self-inquiry. All the greatest treasures are hidden behind that which we wouldn't want to be with. You're this ultimate mischief and brilliance. All the wisdom, compassion, and treasure is within. So where are you going to hide it? Pamela Wilson. Your thoughts will always attempt to shake you up or put you to sleep. They will do this until you are far beyond the flock. You must move gently and persistently through the flock with a burning desire to get beyond it. If you are truly persistent in your devotion for freedom, you will move beyond the sheep, and one day you will be the golden sunrise and infinite pastures beyond the rolling green hills. The universe will invite you, push you, pull you, and entice you so that one day you are forced to master yourself. Life will always feed you feelings of suffering and ecstasy until you master your thoughts. We talk about being the master and commander of your light ship. It will constantly invite you to pay attention to that super important sheep who is standing right in front of you. Remember one thing here, this universe is divinely intelligent and designed to liberate you in the most mysterious ways. It is here to turn you into an enlightened master, so that you manifest everything you want in your life. Every human you meet is actually a teacher showing the next step to liberate yourself from your thoughts. If you honestly want this experience of absolute freedom in your life, you simply have to pay more attention to your burning desire to be free. And the greatest sacred secret to freedom, which I have not shared with you yet, this is very simple, deeply powerful, and will transform your entire life when applied. So please use it. Meditate on it. And the moment you wake up in the morning, when you get good at consistently practicing this little secret, you will stop all suffering in your life. It may not be easy to remember it. You are likely to forget it, because there are 300 white fuzzy sheep in every direction you look. So write it down. Post this one little question on your fridge, bathroom mirror, bedside, or I would put it everywhere. What is beyond form and formlessness? The greatest secret to freedom will come to you from sitting and feeling into the answer. This can absolutely turn into another sheepish thought for the mind to think about. Yet truly, this is the lion that will take you beyond them all. To be able to ride at the back of this lion, you must feel the answer in your bones. You have to get beyond your head to win the jackpot. You must feel into it with your heart and soul and get a sense of what the answer really means. The mind is too small of a container to hold the answer. So you'll need to step beyond your mind and stop using the mind to discover the answer. The spiritual being you are is formlessness. The body is form. Yet what is beyond these both? Meditate on this until you have a direct experience of it. And very soon, you'll discover your true infinite nature. It is that which is beyond words, time, and timelessness. And yes, we want to honor the fact that you are this body, and yet you are not this body. You are these thoughts, and yet you are beyond them. You are the spirit, and yet you are something beyond the ideas of what we think a spirit is. You're beyond the form and formlessness. You're beyond that which can be spoken. Who and what you are is infinite, and this means you are beyond language. If we could talk about it, that would create a limitation on it. When you realize that you are beyond form and formlessness, then everything changes. You become the master of your reality. You realize that you, and only you, are already the ultimate sheep herder of all the sheep in the entire universe. So it doesn't matter if there's 300 sheep surrounding you, or if some old mean sheep herder in the black sheep pasture pulls you into his dark flock. You are that which is beyond the herd, beyond the green grass, beyond the seasons, and beyond the time. And when this discovery is made from the heart, something deep inside you surrenders and relaxes. You feel the bliss of pure being. You meditate on this and feel what it is like to be that which is beyond form and formlessness. Once you let it sink in, it will bring such a deep relaxation into your life. When every cell in your body relaxes into this understanding, you will truly become unstoppable. Now, this concept alone, that you are beyond this form and formlessness, is not the gold mine. The true wealth comes from the experience that you're beyond the form and formlessness. This experience is the ultimate state of freedom. There is no other peak to climb, no higher mountain to accomplish. You can stop here. Your spiritual search can end here. You can simply merge with this peak. It will instantly come into you if you surrender to it. Let it slip into you, for you cannot push yourself into it. Do this daily. You will be free from any future suffering. It's like nothing you've ever experienced before. Realize this, and nobody, and I mean nobody, can ever disturb you again. You will be beyond the pasture, freed from the prison of unconsciously following another sheep ever again. Who am I? Who am I? If you will, go to the place where you're not going to be interrupted, which I'm sure most of you are. And the first thing that you want to do is relax your body. Drop the shoulders, let everything fall away. Just surrender to that which you are. And while you're doing this, you're going to want to move into the now. This all goes hand in hand. The now is all that you have and ever will have, ever. The future is not here. The past is past. It's gone. All we ever have is the now. You move into the now, you still the mind. The incessant chatter of all that information, of thought, which is not real, bombards you. But when you move into the now, you still the mind. And the more you still the mind, the more you be moving beyond the mind. So as you're in the now, you're relaxing the body, you're going to want to breathe. You want to breathe in through the nose and breathe out through the mouth. Breath in through the nose, breath out through the mouth. And as you breathe in through the nose, nice, wonderful, deep inhale. You want to hold it 1001, 1002, 1003, and then exhale through the mouth. You want to do this at least 6 times while I'm talking. Now, the reason, for those of you who are new to this meditation and this now, reason that we breath in deeply, hold it for 3 seconds, is because the breath is the now. We are in the now. The breath is only in the now. It is not tomorrow. It is not yesterday. It can only be the now. So, most of us shallow breathe on this planet. Not good for this body. 16 to 18% intake of oxygen. We take our breathing for granted. Our breathing is empowering for us. It always has been. If it wasn't, we would not be breathing. We would not need to breathe. So when you do this, you're empowering the physical and all that there is. So now, as you're breathing in divine positive energy, the highest of high frequencies, the source of which we are all made of. The Mother, Father, God, the feminine, the masculine, the prime source creator God, our family, the universe, all this. We become one. We are the source. And the divineness of the messaging that comes in through our gods within the body is communicating with us in our consciousness and clarity. We feel through the heart-mind the communication. You are beyond. You are beyond the mind. You are beyond the body. You are beyond the spirit. You are, in essence, the universe, the planets, the stars, the sacredness of space. You are. And you've heard me talk about the fact when we get to the point where you're above the body, floating on top of the head, maneuvering the body like any master commander would. This is a very powerful understanding. I've talked to you about the molecular construct of all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever. You are this molecular construct. You can flow everywhere and anywhere. You can be. This pulls you more and more into the who am I? Who am I? You're the infinite divine at peace and freedom and bliss and nirvana, which is never ending. You are all that there is, ever has been, and ever will be, ever. And when you breathe out the knowingness that you are the master and commander of your light ship, and you're learning to take that position with open arms. As you move closer and closer into it, you begin to understand and comprehend who you are. So you expel all of these thoughts that the mind incessantly puts upon you. All the sheep in the pasture, both the black and the white. All these thoughts. And you begin to learn that you're beyond the thoughts. Remember that we are the heart-mind. You're with your heart-mind. You operate from the heart-mind. You do not operate from the mind. The heart-mind is the master and commander of all the mind and the ego. You are also merged with your God. When you finally embrace the understanding that you are the God, this is connected with answering your question of who I am. Who am I? Merged. I say this, we are all one, and we are all love. And arm in arm, hand in hand, we form our circle of light, our God light energy. The circle embraces the equator of this planet Earth. You can see golden white pink light, golden hues reflecting, a flame softly quaffing off its surface, glowing and illuminating the entire atmosphere, the entire planet inside and out, above and below. It is immediately encased, and it is always encased, in a perfect sphere of impenetrable protection. Nothing, no low energy, no low frequency, no intergalactic, no interdimensional, no nothing from all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever can penetrate this from low frequency. And the highest frequency is deep eternal love. And when anything is tried to breach the field, it is literally dissipated and it is transmuted into neutralized substance. It is vacuumed away, sent to the great central sun, never to reappear again. This is exact. It is perfection. It cannot be disturbed. This is the sphere that houses this planet and all life on it, above it, below it, in it. We, too, are housed in perfect spheres. All of this energy is part of the one, the source. The emerald green flaming healing light of Archangel Raphael, our healing powers that we have not fully embraced. The white fire, our armor, impenetrable. The violet, blue, purple flaming light of Archangel Michael, our resolve, our persistence, our commitment. The purple transmuting flame, dispelling all low frequencies of any attempt to disharmonize us. The violet ray of cleansing, purification. So understand one thing. As we gather in this meditation every single day, remember one thing, that you are ultimately protected from any intrusion of any form that would intend We leave the body, but we're connected to the body because the body houses us. So we give it energy to function. If something goes awry with the body, it interrupts our stay in the body. So as we float up effortlessly, we call upon other parts, the other gods, our brothers and sisters, source creation. All of the light energy beings, and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever, who are of the highest, deepest, eternal love only, and from the highest and deepest eternal love only. They're in deep compassion. They are in non-judgment. They are in non-ego. They are in non-mind. They are in peace, generosity, and humbleness, tranquility, benevolence. And they come. And they come in the Gugaplexes. One Gugaplex fills this universe. Gugaplexes fills many. And they, arm in arm, hand in hand, connect with our gods, their gods with ours with theirs. They are of the highest, deepest, 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 deepest gratitudes. And we are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes. We are all one. We are all love. And our God light energy is absolutely everywhere. We call upon the archangels, the seraphim, the cherubim, the archetypes, all of the angels, all of the civilization who have been assisting our civilization for eons. In peace, in harmony, in joy, in compassion, in support, in protection, in strength, in calmness, in prosperity and abundance. They are of the highest, deepest, eternal love and from the highest, deepest, eternal love. Ever. No frequencies can join us unless they are. They're in deep, deep compassion. They are in full non-judgment. They are in humbleness, generosity, kindness, benevolence, tranquility. And they come in the trillions. Arm in arm, hand in hand, they flock in. Their gods with our gods with theirs. They are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes, and we are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes. We are all one. We're all love. And our God light energy is everywhere. We call upon the inhabitants of Hollow Earth, Agartha, inner Earth, beneath Earth. All of these civilizations, only of the highest, deepest, eternal love, from the highest, deepest, eternal love. They are in peace and joy, benevolence and tranquility, full compassion, non-judgment, without ego, without mind. And they come, arm in arm, hand in hand, their gods with our gods with theirs. They are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes, as we are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes. We're all one. We're all love. And our God light energy is everywhere. We call upon The ascended masters, these are those who have ascended out of body, just like we do when it's time to leave the body, and leave the matrix. And they have come back into the matrix to assist us in love and peace and joy and quietness, and stillness. They are of the highest of deepest eternal love from the highest deepest eternal love. They are in peace and joy. They are in humbleness. They are in generosity. They are without ego. They are without mind. They are beyond. And they come arm in arm, hand in hand, just to name a few of them: Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, El Morya, Abundantia, Saint Germain, Sananda, Jesus, and many, many, many more. And their gods with our gods, and our gods with theirs. They are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes, as we are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes. We are all one. We are all love. And our God light energy is absolutely everywhere, saturating everything, all that there is, ever will be, ever has been. Ever. We call upon the galactics, the off-worlders. Only those of these civilizations who are of the highest, deepest, eternal love from the highest, deepest, eternal love. They've been assisting us in our evolution, our ascension, our enlightenment, and freeing ourselves from our self-imposed bondage and slavery. They are of the highest of deepest eternal love from the highest, deepest eternal love. They are in peace, benevolence, tranquility, generosity, and humbleness. They are in full compassion, non-judging. They are without ego and mind. They are beyond. And they come, arm in arm, hand in hand. They join us in this circle of light. Their gods with our gods with theirs. They are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes, as we are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes, and we are all one, we are all love, and our God light energy is everywhere. We call upon our loved ones who have ascended out of body in this lifetime and all lifetimes that we've inhabited. They are only of the highest, deepest, eternal love from the highest, deepest, eternal love. They are in joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, happiness, generosity, humbleness, full in compassion, non-judging, without the ego, without the mind, beyond. And they come, arm in arm, hand in hand. They join us in this circle of light. Their gods with our gods with theirs. They are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes, as we are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitude. We are all love. We are all one. And our God light energy is absolutely everywhere. We call upon all of the light energy beings who have decided to be housed in the following forms on and in this planet, in this now, in this meditation. They are of the highest only of deep eternal love. They are from the highest of deep eternal love. They are in peace, kindness, bliss, joy. They are beyond the ego and the mind. They're in non-judgment, full compassion, peaceful. come in shapes, sizes, colors, forms, configurations of which we have never seen before. And they come in the trillions, arm in arm, hand in hand. They join us in this circle of light. And they're gods with our gods, and our gods with theirs. They are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes. We are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes. We are in perpetual gratitude, always and forever. And we are all one. And we are all love. And our God light energy is absolutely everywhere. And just to name a few of the trillion, just the fairies, the sprites, the elves, the dwarves, the gnomes, the trees, the elements, earth, air, water, fire, the mermaid, the dolphin, the whale, the pegasus, the unicorn, the centaur, the minotaur, and just many, many more. We're all one. We're all love. We look up and we see our meditative sphere that we've created. It's at center circle. It can be seen, heard, and felt throughout all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever. It literally floods and saturates with the highest of deepest eternal love from Prime Source, Creator God, Mother, Father, God, Source, the universe, everywhere. Eliminating low frequencies. Where the darkness of space becomes a fluid, violet, blue, purple, shimmering array. We feel it flood us, saturate us. We feel ourselves constantly asking, who am I? You're beyond, beyond, beyond. You are the universe. You are the God. You are Source. You're all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever. This is the embracing and understanding and comprehension of who you are. You're the oceans. You're the air. You're the sky. You're the trees. You're all. You're beyond. You're beyond the mind. You're beyond the ego. You're beyond all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever. And when you keep embracing this, practice, practice, practice in your meditation, you will see and experience and feel the greatest joy ever, that you are the one. You're the Source. We look down upon the planet. We see all our brothers and sisters, all of the light, all of the energies, inside and out, above and below. We flood them with this same saturation. Many are asking constantly, chasing outside of themselves into herds over herds of black and white sheep. And we saturate and flood them with the understanding, our gods through their gods through ours, that they are the ultimate perfection of all that there is, ever has been, ever will be. They are Source creation. They are the universe. They are the bliss, the joy. All of this stuff that we have been immersed in through our minds and egos is not real. It has been created by our embracing the thoughts that the mind, the ego pushes at us incessantly, continuously, to keep us diverted from finding out who we are. You can feel it now as it begins to grow and expand in your heart-mind. You can feel it, the bliss growing in the center of your chest as it waves through your entire body, your very being, beyond all that you could possibly understand in this very moment, in this now, in this meditation. You will expand, and you will continue to expand and embrace. And that question that you keep asking yourself, who am I, will then be answered. And when it is answered, you will be free, freer than you could ever possibly comprehend. I'll join you in the meditation, and I'll return to close us out. stepping stones for all of us to have the opportunity to follow, or, you can decide that you don't want to follow it. That's up to you. It's not up to anybody else. It's up to each and every one of us. There's no pushing or prodding, but I highly recommend it. If you can't feel it, you will feel it as you move. You continually are moving up and forward. And everything is changing. This planet is changing every split second. And it is not changing in low frequency. It is converting and transforming into higher and higher frequencies. It is everywhere. It is going to get to the point where it is absolutely apparent, even for those that are asleep. The millions of us in this meditation, in this now, in this day, are making a major difference on this planet with all of the peoples and all of the civilization everywhere. And this is not ego. This is deep eternal love. This is transforming all that we are, ever have been, and ever will be in complete, pure essence of the highest frequency of deep eternal love, which moves us beyond the beyond the beyond the ego, beyond the mind, beyond all that we know. And those who are in the intellectual pathway, that, oh, well, yes, I know this, and oh, yes, I know that, doesn't do any good unless you become it. Take it with you. Seriously, bring it into the heart mind. You will know through the vibrational frequency that it is so. Who am I? We have a webinar with Colleen Sheldon tomorrow. I'm sure some of you have gotten the notice. There'll be questions that I will answer and explain. So to suggest you head on over there, and it's Pacific Daylight Time. It's 1 p.m. to 2:30 p.m. Figure it out from there. From Pacific Daylight to Central to Mountain to Eastern, but it's Pacific Daylight Time, 1 p.m. to 2:30 p.m. That's Sunday, tomorrow. We will be back here Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern to continue these phenomenal meditations that we're all a part of, that I am deeply, deeply, deeply grateful for.